Mm. Hello, welcome to Civic Endeavors, formerly called Shadow Vote. My name is Leonard Schmiggy, and the one who started it, although I want to hand it off to the community because it's really meant to be a community project. I've just sort of kicked it off. I guess it's been a dream of mine for a long time. It's going to be a lot of things, but basically what we've done is we've developed a version of well, I'm not even going to name them. There's various internet websites out there that track voters, and some are very expensive, thousands of dollars a month for running for Congress or for something like supervisors of elections. And so I made a free one. Me and a couple of programmers. So we take the public Florida voter records and we put them in a database, and then we've made a website that you can look up any voter, and I'm going to show that to you. I just want you to get a couple things out of this first. We simply want, you don't have to be running for office or do anything like that. We just want to build a better way to to participate in our democracy. In other words, look up all the candidates running, review them in an honest way, and then and also keep track of your own public voter record to make sure there's no problems, because Florida is famous for having issues. So we will email you every month what your current voter record looks like, and we'll email you every time you voted, and it gets recorded in the record. Or if you vote by mail, we'll email you when the vote by mail ballots go out, and we'll email you when you return your ballot, in other words, when you voted. And or you can come to our website anytime and just look up to see so you can see if your ballot was returned, recorded, and if your signature was accepted, right? If your signature is bad or you forgot to sign it or something, there's a code that appears in the database, and we can email you and say, hey, hurry up, go get that signature fixed so your vote can still be counted. That's a few of the things. Let me show you how to use the website. Oh, how's it funded? Well, I paid all the startup costs. We're in the thousands of dollars now, but what we want to do is have subscribers pay $1 a month. That way we don't have to sell your data like Facebook and social networking sites do. Every time you click on something that says, oh, I hate this guy or I love this guy, that data goes to Mark Zuckerberg, and he figures out how to package it and sell it and make money off of it. And then all that information is going into a database about how you feel about things. Well, we don't think that's how it should be done. Your data should be private, or it should be the way you want to control it, right? So if you want to publicly endorse a candidate, you should be able to control that. And that's what our website is about, letting you control and monitor and do your own data. But we need some money. So that means we can't really fund with advertising. So it's only $1 a month. The idea is to get 1 million voters, right? There's currently like 14 million voters registered in Florida. We get 1 out of 14 to put $1 a month in. We get up to 1 million voters. That's $1 million a month for civic projects. Will fund basically anything you want, including possibly constitutional amendments. And we're also looking for some super signers of petitions if you're interested in that. We're just going to make everything easy. So I don't want you to think that you're, this is in and out. Just get the facts, get in, get out. Anyway, let's go on and let me show you how this thing works. So I'm going to just show you how to log into the website, or what happens when you click on it. Share screen. Let's do this one. Or is it this one? I guess you can share just about anything here. Okay. So I'm going to use this screen, even though it is not quite, oops. There's no voter data here in the center between the subscribe and the PayPal subscribe button, because I don't want to feature a particular voter. I'm going to look myself up in a few minutes. But anyway, here's your voter record. So when you click the link, something like this will pop up. So when you open your first email, let me show you where that is. Well, I can't. So anyway, so we're going to log you in here. Let me switch over to here. Oh, that's another voter. So we're going to go to Civic Endeavors. I'm going to click this beta testing GoTiv. It's called GoTiv. It stands for Get Out the Informed Vote. Most people call it GOTV, which is Get Out the Vote. I always figured, you know, if you don't know anything about the election, you probably shouldn't be voting, but you should figure it out and then vote. That'd be a great idea. So I'm going to log in here. Shadow vote, voter's most effective way to exercise political power. At least we hope to someday. First, let me show you. So if you subscribe, it doesn't really explain very much, but it's $1 a month subscription on PayPal. So your PayPal will pop up and it's just going to show you just like the minimum. Anyway, you can stop the payments anytime by logging into your PayPal. So it's still called Shadow Vote. We're going to change that over to Civic Endeavors, but it's $1 and we'll email you every month. And here's all my bank accounts. Great. All right. So let's get out of here. We'll hope we need 135 people or so simply to get the to pay for the server. So that's our pretty much our goal for this round. And then we, you know, like I said, we've already got thousands of dollars into this thing. But so here we go. Ballot summary. I'm going to try to do this quick. So here's the, so we have all the candidates programmed in. There's like 20, there's thousands. And I think there's 4,000 to 6,000 left. Anyway, so we have them all in here and you can go and you can like, oh, Carl Nurse or Edmund Caprice, you can just click on these and it'll take you to the candidate. You can write a comment about them. You can also say yes, no, or skip. If you want to research that actual person like Carl Nurse, let's look at his voting record. You can basically look up any voter record of any person in Florida. So right here, it looks like he always votes early. He's already voted in the general on October 15th. He's got an email address in there and so on. So lives in St. Pete, right? This is all, it's like a white pages phone book or something. So anyway, that's Carl Nurse. Let's go back. You can do that for any candidate. And now let me check out some. We also have, now I didn't program really any of them in here, but it was supposed to be a Web 2.0 thing and the launch kept getting delayed. So basically we're ready for beta testing and the election is in a couple days. So, but hey, you know, we'll use it on the next election. It's all good. Okay, here's Julie Marcus and Dan Helm. Let's see if I just added Dan Helm's website. Let's try that. It says Dan Helm, I put this comment, believes digital ballot images should be saved. His opponent, Julie Marcus, does not. Okay, that's a fact. Website. So I click the website link. Nope, I did add that and it's not working. Why not? Okay, anyway, we've got bugs, but we also have this thing here. You just click on Google search. Instead of you typing in everything about the candidate, it just does a generic Google search with the person's name and then what they're running for. We'll make all these much better, but there's also a way we can edit the ballot items. We're going to be adding videos and websites, and like I said, basically we're trying to make a collaboration tool for you, and then you're going to make a vote team. So here I've been adding all these people that I know to my vote team. Let me click on vote team. So here's my vote team. I really don't want to display all my friends too much here, but we can look at a few of them. So these are the people that voted. So my sister, she's got a ballot and she hasn't voted it yet. Unknown vote status. That means they don't vote early or by mail. And they're probably going to vote on election day, right? So these are the ones left that haven't voted. So the idea is you fill out the ballot of how you think, you know, you basically do your own personal endorsements. Then you get your friends to join this website. And then if they don't know how to vote, you'd be like, well, just vote how I voted then. And then you explain why with the comments. And then there you go. Let me look at, well, so let's look at my voting record. So this is what you see pretty much when you click on the link in the email we sent you. All right, let me see if I can get one of those emails up here. I'm sorry, this is our marketing, and we've been working so hard to get the website done. the marketing is a little fiasco, right? So this is literally Sunday night, 10 o'clock. I'm making this screencast. So, you know, it is what it is, as they say. So you can see here, my ballot has not been voted yet. It's sitting on the desk. And then I have some extra features which are kind of cool. So you can also look at a real sample ballot. Let me look at this one. In other words, this is what the supervisor of elections has on their website for the sample ballot for my precinct. So we're going to use that to correct any errors we have on our system. Says I signed up for notifications in October of 2016, which is when we built another prototype that, you know, also was only tested a little bit in Pinellas. All right, so this is all my public voter file info. Now, if something is wrong, call your supervisor of elections and figure it out, or first check on the state's website. You just go like this, Florida voter registration lookup, and you go to voter information and voter, where'd they move it? Here we go. You can go here, and then this is the official information. We have a copy of the official information. So we might have a bug or an error or a problem. So we always check with the state, and if the information's not right, call your local supervisor of elections. Sorry to make this so long. This is going to have to be the long version, I guess. Oh yeah, if you click on that link. All right, back to the job at hand. So we've got the sample ballot link. This is also what you can get if you work on your, if you go to all the counties except for 2 have this type of an interface. You have to solve a caption, put in your address, and do some things, and then you can see this information, including your sample ballot. You can see the election day, early voting, it says ends on November 1st. That was tonight, so early voting is over. The only chance to vote now is on election day. Like I said, all public record here. Now, what else? Oh, okay, so let's see, we want to look up friends. All right, let's see what kind of friend I want to look up here. I'm going to look up, I'll just put the one in here. It's already in here, county, all counties. I know there's only one of them. And there's one of my, you know, there's Rybowski right there. View his voter record. He's already a member on my vote team, so I don't need to recruit him. But if you were a brand new user, you would create your own vote team and invite people. Now, there are some bugs, but still, you know, it's good. It's good. And then the cool part is it tracks all your progress. It'll track all the your vote team, right? So I got 453 points because I've been testing for a while. Again, I'm going to remind you about the PayPal link. Hit that little subscribe button. It's only $1 a month. That's all we need. You might be tempted to send me $5 grand tomorrow, right? One person did, but you don't need to. We need people participating more than we need the money, right? All right, so we can literally take the money out of politics. Sorry, I keep looking over at my camera vision. We can literally take the money out of politics. If we can get this site, which will be owned by all of its user members, if all the candidates use it for their campaigns and all the voters use it to find out who to vote for, then we've essentially taken the money out of politics. It's really that simple, okay? All right, so this tracks the points. Let me show you one other thing that I think is cool, and also for those people who hate politics and can't wait for this election to be over. We have some commercial functions, right? We're going to turn this into a business-to-business function, and we're going to also build, since we have every voter in Florida, we're going to work on the stimulus check problems, and we're going to, in the unemployment bullshit system, excuse me, but you know, we've got some serious wrecked stuff and we don't have time. So we can collaborate here and get these things fixed, right? Let's see, what else we want to do here? Ballot summary, view ballot. Let's do we got the look up friends, my vote. Oh, I wanted to show you about the video function. So we've got, oh, and we even had programmed in the last election, but I think we switched that. So 10. So this is actually going to track which videos I watched. So of the sample videos we put in the system, it tracks when I watched it. So let's say I'm endorsing a particular candidate, right? Now the platform is supposed to be neutral and I'm not supposed to do something for one candidate or the other. But in this case, I'm going to bend the rules slightly. So Dan Helm is running, and let's just go by a single fact. He wants the digital ballot images saved, and Julie Marcus does not. Now, that just means that the machines basically are photocopying a picture of every single ballot as the computer counts them in the precinct. And then they take those ballots and the computer sends the results of the final count to headquarters. Julie Marcus, the supervisor, basically they add up the 300 Pinellas County precincts or 299 or whatever, and then that's the answer. The ballot images are saved inside the computer, and then there's an option to save or not save. And if you don't save them, and let's say there's a recount, and let's say that those ballots were in a car being transported back to headquarters, and the car gets in an accident and goes in the river and is destroyed. So we could have had a backup. We could have had the copies, right? Why wouldn't you save the copies in the machine to have a digital backup of every ballot that we scanned on an election night? It also means if anybody wants to see the ballots, a public records request is dirt cheap. If you want to go look at the ballots in person, it costs like $30 an hour per employee, it costs thousands and thousands and thousands to do even a tiny recount. So let's just save the images. In fact, they should be automatically uploaded to a website. So anyway, Dan Helm is for saving the images, Julie is not. Now, one other thing. The only reason I can think of to not save them is if you were going to cheat, right? So let's say the numbers are reported. You change the number on the final tally. You say 100 people voted for candidate A. You say 50 people voted for him. But we have paper backup that says the 50 or 100 and not 50, right? So they have the papers, they have all the printers, they have the ballot printing machines at the supervisor of elections office. If they wanted to, they could reprint, they could fake a bunch of votes, right? But now, if they save the ballot images, they would also have to manipulate the image file also to match the fraudulent vote count. So it's a great double check. The only, let's just save the ballot images. Every single precinct, every single county in Florida, it makes sense. In fact, they should all be posted to our website the next day by law. And maybe we'll put that on Civic Endeavors as one of our projects. All right. Look at this state is notorious. All right, that'll be another video. All right, I just want you to. All right, so log into this thing, try it out. If you didn't get an email, if you're telling your friends. Oh, by the way, when you look up friends and you send them an invitation, you're let's just look up you can also look up somebody you don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be your friend. Look up John Smith. Let's see how many John. There's just like a gazillion John Smith. So let's look up. Let's try to find a small county, Clay, or yeah. All right, so so here's all our John Smiths, right? So here's one in Grieve Cove. So I'm using John as an example because you won't know which John, all right? Oops, so he's in the Navy, right? So I'm going to continue. Let's see if this works. Open the draft email. So it automatically makes the email for you, right? And it puts in the link, the recruiting link and everything, and fills out the whole email. Hey, John, I'm sorry to use your data here, but it is in public records. So invite more friends. So you go back up, look up some more. We even have a feature called bulk lookup, right? So you can just look up. By default, it's whatever you're logged in at. So I'm Pinellas County, precinct 131. So I'm going to look up everybody there. We haven't figured out if we're going to let everybody, I don't know. We haven't figured it all out yet. But because we may, hello, is this thing awake? Wakey, wakey. All right. So like I said, which brings me up another point. It'd be fantastic if we could have some other programmers involved in this project. We could make this thing truly amazing. All I really had wanted to do was make sort of a prototype and build the framework. And then everybody else was supposed to chip in and help. We'll have some meetings and meetups if we ever get to meet up in person again. Well, I went to one the other night, so hopefully that's coming back. But otherwise, anyway, programmers, send me an email. Let's get this done. All right. So here's the people in my precinct, and you can even filter by email and phone number. So you could literally just call. Let's say you're a Democrat or a Republican, or let's say you're no party affiliation, and you want to call all the independents. So you could look up their phone numbers. You could get their email, and you could just become a virtual precinct captain. And you can just start banging away. Call them, email them. Send the email invite, say, hey, I just joined Civic Endeavors. I think you should too. It's a brand new site. It's got some bugs in it. You know, that way, maybe for the next election, we'll have a much better list of candidates. What people don't realize is the election process, the voting is the last step. For a democracy to work, you have to be involved in all the other steps, right? Showing up on election day, while that's nice, that ain't going to cut it. All right. Candidates file to run. We can send you an email about that if you want. If you read their bio, you're like, this guy is good. I'm going to sign his petition so he doesn't have to pay $10,000 to run for office. Or I'm going to send him some money right away. Or right? Anyway, back to the business thing. Anybody with a business that doesn't like politics, or if you do, we're gonna have people register their businesses. We'll have a site for businesses, and the framework, again, same concept. It's basically a universal cooperative owned by its members. So we build it, everybody gets to use it, and it's basically gonna be a network effect company. In other words, why should I work hard to get a bunch of people to vote for me? I ran for supervisor myself briefly before I dropped out to mostly to build this. And there's also another excellent candidate running, whom I previously mentioned. So you could vote for him instead. So I build the team. Other people build the team. Dan Helm builds a team. You get all the people interested into this system, right? So the next election cycle or later on in the year or whatever, we don't have to go around and start all over again, right? Everybody's already in the system, and everybody understands the licensing, that we don't sell your information, and so on. All right, we've got a couple, I don't know who viewed me. I don't even know if that's working correctly, but basically we're going to track who's looking you up. Now I'm the test voter, so I've looked myself up a million times. I looked up Lauren, or no, Lauren looked up me. So anyway, that is sort of a safety mechanism. So if you're like a creeper and you're looking up people you kind of shouldn't be looking, you can look up anything you want. It's public record. It's just that we record that. All right. So if you're going to look somebody up, go over to the house and beat them up, well, you left the trail here. So don't do that. All right. Let's see what else. And it's, like I said, people get really sensitive about data. This is all public data, right? It's just like the good old days when you had the phone company publish the phone book. All right, it's not a big deal. If you're a sheriff or a judge or something, most of them have their addresses protected, but even a lot of them don't, because it really doesn't matter. You're living in a free society, not something where you should be hiding. So we got the beta. Okay, so we got the blog over here. Where's the donate? Because we need just please, if we don't get at least 135 people, that's our goal for this week, just to pay for the server every month, then I think I'm just gonna put the whole thing on hold for like 2 years, and we'll be starting from scratch all over again the night before the next election. Okay, look, this thing has got to stop being a hobby. It's got to be a real operation, right? Which means it needs you. It needs you. All right. So we've got the blog. So we installed this WordPress, and we're going to put in some verified voter forums. And I thought it was going to be super cool. We should have just put in a regular Discus forum to start with, because as simple as it is, so we literally have 4.3 million email addresses now of registered voters. So what I wanted to do is make it so if you log in with your email or maybe you're a donor, but that way we know the discussion would be on the record. So that way we don't have to worry about any spam. And if you ban a voter, if you want to block them from your view, let's say, and not read anything from them, you could. I guess, and they can't go back and get another account, right? It's like their social security number. Your voter ID number is a special, unique number that you only have it, nobody else, and it's supposed to, when it's working correctly, if you move to another state for a couple of years and you move back, they're supposed to reassign the exact same voter ID number. So the idea is a platform for registered voters for serious discussion. The goal here is not to make another social networking site that wastes tons of your time. The goal here is to be as efficient as possible so you don't waste any time, right? All right, let me go. So that's the blog part. So this is what it looks like. This is our logo. I don't know. We have some information about how I set up the company. It's set up basically as a cooperative. Uh-oh, that was not good. You get a couple of those. Some people really don't like to be emailed. All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, we're only going to email you. We might email you twice, but basically, if you haven't opted in after 2 or 3 times, we're never going to email you again. We have no intention of spamming you. It's very expensive, but it's like, it's like I said, it's public record. It's like knocking on your door. You can't do politics without contacting people. So if you don't like your email address being in public records, then write your Florida legislature and see if he'll do something about it, which once this project starts being successful, they probably actually will, because they don't like certain things. All right. Anything that might affect their durability and long lastingness in politics. Let's hit this donation button. What do we got? We want to start. Yeah, we want to do a super PAC, a political PAC, and we got 10,000 in startup funds. Anyway, I'm going on like a broken record, and we don't even have the link here. So we got a lot of work to do. I hope you join us. Thank you very much. Have a great night. I hope you can kind of enjoy the election. Maybe you can enjoy the election being over. I know I will. We want to have some beach parties. I might invite everybody. I usually go to Archibald Park, Madeira Beach. We can meet out there, stay far apart if you want. Wear a mask even if you're outside if you want. And then, maybe we'll have a little wine party. And anybody who wants to be a part of this operation, any subscriber will, I don't know, free drinks. Maybe that'll work. Oh, did I stop the video or did I stop the recording? Stop.